Okay, we're going to do some shorts, meaning some short studies, however you want to say it, just a few minutes. Today, we're going to look at Deuteronomy 34, and then we're going to jump over to Joshua real quick. Let's get to it while I beat around the bush, and let me share my screen with you. Okay, we're using Blue Letter Bible, and we're using the King James Version. Everyone understands King James Version in the sense of you might have some these and thou issues, but the translation, everybody has a King James Bible in their house, and then they can go to whatever translation they have. So this one titles it The Death of Moses. You're going to hear me say Moshe, his name in Hebrew. And Moshe went up from the plains of Moab under the mountain of Nebo to the top of Pisgah, and that is over against Jericho. And the Lord shewed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah unto the utmost sea, and the south, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, and the city of palm trees unto Zoar. And the Lord said unto him, This is the land which I swear unto Abraham, Isaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it unto thy seed, and I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. Listen, let's just talk about this real quick. That's a lot of seeing. That is supernatural. There's no way in the world you're going to see, like, this is, what do they say now? Israel is like the size of New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. I'm from the Trenton area. There's no way in the world I'm seeing all the way to Piscataway, or I'm seeing all the way to Morristown, or I'm seeing all the way to Edgewood, or Phillipsburg, or Cape May, for crying out loud. High Point to Cape May. There's no way in the world, if you're in Arizona and you're in Maricopa County, there's no way you're seeing from center of the city to Joe Max, or South Mountain to I don't know, pick another mountain. There's no way in the world you're going to be seeing that far. So this is a supernatural occurrence that's going on. It's phenomenal. So we see that the Lord is taking him through all. And what's interesting is it's before the children of Israel get into the land. So they're not, their land hasn't been designated yet. So it's interesting that in the book of Moshe, that Moses is writing that he's seeing all these areas, but yet they haven't gotten into the land yet. So it's like the explorers coming to the New World and saying, look, I can see Missouri and everything like that. And Missouri, I can see where Canada's going to be. But it's not, they haven't done that yet. So it's really interesting that it's put out that way. And unto Zohar, and Zohar sounds familiar. I believe that's where Lot went with his two daughters. We all know what happened up there. And we have, if that's not it, correct me. Hey, no worries. So we have here that the Lord is saying, I swore this to your forefathers. He's saying this to Moshe, which is really interesting that you see Lord or Hashem speaking to Moshe in this manner. Your fathers, because we're so used to Moshe being in a leadership role, but even Hashem reminds him, this I promised to your forefathers. And then after that, it says, so Moshe, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And I believe Moab would be what we consider today modern day Jordan. And he buried him in the valley in the land of Moab over against Beth Peor, but no man knows of his sepulchre to this day. So nobody knows where he's buried. And Moshe was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. So he was strong. And the children of Israel wept for Moshe in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moshe were ended after that. And Joshua, the son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moshe had laid his hands upon him. And the children of Israel hearkened unto him and did as the Lord commanded Moshe. And this is interesting because of what Hashem gives. Excuse me. If I say Hashem, that means God. Hashem means the name. So we don't, want to mess up and say God's name. So we say Hashem. So if you hear me say Hashem, it's God. If you hear me say Moshe, I mean Moses. so forgive me. But it's interesting that Hashem decides to allow Moshe to give Joshua the spirit of wisdom. And for commanding the people. And the reason I think that's interesting, because who else can we think of that asked for something and was king of Israel that got the same spirit, if you will? Think about that. Who was a famous king of Israel that got the spirit of wisdom? So it's interesting. Leadership has this and passes this on. Moshe passes it on to Joshua because he laid his hands upon him. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moshe, whom the Lord knew face to face. Wow. And all the signs and the wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land, and in that mighty hand and in the great terror which Moshe showed in the sight of all Israel. And it's really cool when Hashem, he's like Hashem's epitaph for Moshe. Nobody, the Lord knew him face to face. That's one thing that's phenomenal. All these signs and wonders that Moshe was allowed to do, how Hashem sent Moshe himself into the land of Egypt to Pharaoh. Don't mistake, do not belittle Pharaoh. That is the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was the king of a country which was like somewhat like US, big, bold, do what they want. That was the name of the game back in the day. So please do not sleep on what's going on with Egypt. And it says, all his servants and to all his land, the king. Not only did he do these things for Pharaoh, he did these things to the land of Egypt, the servants, everything saw this. So now let's just skip real quick. This is really interesting. I'm going to leave you with a question. If you're in the Navigating the Tanakh and Brit Hadashah class, Nevi'im section, you already know the answer to this, but I'm going to pose it to you guys in this short. Now, after the death of Moshe, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moshe's minister, saying, Moshe, my servant, is dead. Now, therefore, arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give them, even to the children of Israel. And my question to you, why does the Lord, who's speaking to Joshua, we're in Joshua chapter 1, verses 1 and 2. Why does the Lord speak to Joshua and say, Moshe, my servant, is dead? Why is he saying that to Joshua? If you can answer that, put it in the comment section of this video. I'd love to hear what you think, and let's see if you got it right. All right. So I will talk to you guys next time on the next short, and hope you enjoyed it. And may Hashem continue to bless you. Bye.